Hey guys, welcome to computerlabspace YouTube channel. In the last video, we have seen how to design this UI and we can see here. So this was the UI we designed in the last video. In the today's session, we will see um, we will create the AIDL service in the another Android application and whatever we are actually displaying this EMI result, we are hard coding this 100, we will get it from the this AIDL service. Okay, so that is our goal today. Okay, so what I will do, I will create a new Android project. So this is very important, guys, please. uh, okay, I'm creating the new Android project. So this can be EMI loan calculator server. As of now, we will keep the name like this because this is going to serve the uh, request which will come from the client application. Okay, I'm creating the new project. This will take some time. We will see once it is okay. Build is success now. Initial build. Now here, if you see, we have to create the AIDL file. Okay, in the AIDL overview, I have explained we have to create the AIDL file or AIDL interface. Okay, let's create AIDL interface. So go to main app folder, right click on that, new, and here we have AIDL and AIDL file. This I'll call it as I'll keep the name as it is, otherwise we'll keep EMI AIDL interface. Okay, EMI AIDL interface, click on finish. So we got the interface got created. Cleaning up. Okay, so now we need the method which will return the double, right? Um, which will return double, and here the method name can be calculate EMI, and we need to accept the principal amount that can be long. And next, what we need, interest rate, down payment. Anyhow, if we are uh, paying the down payment, then we have to minus that amount from the principal amount. Before calling this method itself, we can do that, and we will pass the okay, otherwise we'll pass the down payment also, fine. Long down payment. Okay, next, interest rate, this can be float, and loan term, so we can keep that as a tenure, that can be int tenure, and delete the remaining parameters. Okay, this is my method under EMI AIDL interface, calculate EMI, and we have to pass the principal amount, down payment, interest rate, tenure. And now AIDL interface is done. We have to create this service. Okay, before that we have to clean this project and build it once, so that as I explained in the previous, Android will create this stub for us. Okay, we no need to write it manually. So that is the advantage in AIDL. Okay, what I will do, I will clean the project first. Okay, so as we all know, I have to upgrade this Gradle JDK to 11. Okay, upgrading. Okay, okay, clean project. Once the clean is done, we will do rebuild. So we will see the another project with generated code, okay, which Android is going to create for us. We will see how that stub will look like. Okay, build is success, means the clean is done. I'll do rebuild project. So as I told, it will create the Java generated package where we can see the stub for us. Okay, this is the stub which Android is created. Okay, so we will use this stub and we will call the service from the another application. Okay, now before this, before going to another application, we will have to create the service which will serve the request from the client application. Okay, now I'll create the service here, new, and service and service. Okay, here I'll give EMI calculator service. Okay, and this should be exported and this should be enabled. We have to check this checkbox. By default it will be checked. If it is not checked, please select those two checkboxes. Okay, my EMI calculator service has been created, which will extend service, so that we have to override, we have to give the implementation for this onbind method. Okay, now we have to give the implementation for our method which we have defined in the AIDL. Okay, here we have this calculate EMI, right? So for this we have to give the implementation. How we can give the implementation is by using this stub. We can define it like this: EMI AIDL interface dot stub. Okay, this we can call it as service equal new stub. So automatically the system will only ask us to implement the calculate EMI method. Okay, here, okay, we have to end this. Here what we will do, we'll do principal amount minus down payment. Okay, so whatever the principal amount and down payment we will enter, it will return by subtracting the down payment. Okay, so this is just for the testing purpose. Okay, later we will give the actual implementation. We will include this formula and we will do the implementation, but first we have to check whether our AIDL service is working fine or not. Okay, so now our service is ready and I will return this service here. Okay, done. Now my this AIDL service part or EMI calculator service part is done. Now we will go to our actual car loan EMI client application and we will try to call this service. Okay, before that we will check this android manifest.xml. Here if you observe, by default android will define this service. Okay, we have this EMI calculator service and it is enabled and it is exported. So only if it is exported we can access the service, otherwise we cannot access the service. That is one thing. And the next thing is, when we have to communicate the service from our client application, we have to use the same AIDL interface file in our client application also, in the same package. Okay, it should be same package with the same name, otherwise it won't work. We cannot establish the communication between these two applications. The client cannot call this service if the package is different and the name of the interface is different. So we should keep the same name under same package. Okay, now I'll copy this interface name. I'll come here and I'll create the same AIDL file here in my client application. Okay, new AIDL file. Okay, and the name should be same, EMI AIDL interface. Finish and copy the entire content and paste it here. Okay, but if you look, the package name is different. Okay, here we have anyhow copied from there, so here it is pointing to the AIDL service package. But here if you see car loan EMI calculator, but it should be car loan EMI loan calculator server. Okay, so how we can change this is, we will go with a refactor. Okay, and rename. Okay, rename in the current module. Okay, I am going to rename it in the current module. This is also okay. Multiple directories correspond to package car loan EMI calculator, main java com computerlabspace car loan EMI calculator, and AIDL com. Okay, this is fine. So generated, where do you want to rename the package? In the current module, current source root. Okay, in the current source root I will change. Okay, this should be copy this and rename here. So go to refactor and click on rename current source root. Okay, search in comments and strings, and scope should be class hierarchy only, changes selection. Preview, we will see the preview. Okay, EMI calculator server file to be moved to. Okay, fine, we will do refactor. We will refresh and we will see there is refresh. Okay, so I'll try to clean the project. Okay, done. So if you see EMI loan calculator server, I'll rebuild the project. I'll stop the server. Here also we can see the generated stub. Okay, EMI AIDL interface under the same package. Okay, done. Now, so our almost 50% is completed. Okay, next we will establish the communication between the client application and the AIDL application. Okay, or the service application. For that, we can establish the communication during the onCreate method itself. Otherwise, when we click on the button, then also we can establish the connection. Okay, as of now we will see when we launch the application itself, we will establish the connection, but when we click on the button, we will just call that method. Okay, here we will define the interface. Okay, EMI AIDL interface. Okay, and here if it is null only, we will create that or create the object for that. Okay, so we will actually check EMI AIDL interface equal to null. We will create the intent service. Okay, and the new intent once we create the intent, we will bind that we will call the bind service. Okay, bind service which will accept let me show that bind service will accept intent, then service connection and the int flag. Okay, we have the intent service but we don't have the service connection. Okay, let's create service connection. We are passing the intent service. Okay, and we have to pass the service connection. Let's create the service connection here. Service connection is equal to new service connection. Okay, here on service connected we will get the component name and the iBinder. Okay, so this iBinder we have to convert this as our EMI AIDL interface. Okay, how we can convert? We have the method already. Our stub is there, right? So inside the stub we have the method. We have to just reuse that. Okay, EMI AIDL interface dot stub dot as interface and pass the iBinder. Done. And semicolon. Okay, we got the AIDL interface. Okay, and we got the service connection also. Once the service is connected, we will get our AIDL interface, that implementation, and we will now pass the service connection object here and then we will pass the flag. The flag we can pass it as context dot bind auto create. Okay, bind auto create. Okay, now here when we click on that, principal amount, interest rate, down payment and tenure, we have to pass it to this method. So how we can call this service method is AIDL interface dot calculate EMI. Okay, before that we will get calculate EMI long. Okay, long P, principal amount, equal to, we can get it from here, principal amount dot get text. Okay, so we need long, right? We will see any inbuilt method. If it is not, we will have to manually convert that to long. Okay, as of now we will keep this as it is. Okay, no, yeah, we cannot keep that as it is. Dot parse long, and we will pass this. Okay, okay, toString dot toString. Okay, next is down payment. Down payment is also long. Long down payment is equal to, we will copy paste the same line of code and we will use the down payment instead of principal amount. Okay, done. Down payment is done. Next is interest rate. Interest rate is float. Float interest rate is R, and float dot parse float. Here interest rate dot get text dot toString. Okay, and next is tenure, int tenure, integer dot parse int tenure dot get text dot toString. Okay, and pass these whatever we have captured into this calculate EMI method. Okay, P, principal amount, down payment, interest rate, tenure. Okay, done. And here what is the error? Let's see what is the error. Okay, we have to handle the exception. Okay, remote exception. Why? Because if you check this stub, where is our stub? See here it is throwing remote exception. Okay, this is our method, right? Calculate EMI. Okay, so we have to handle, when we are calling this method, we have to handle the remote exception. That's what we are doing here. Okay, this will return the result, right? So for that, what we will do is, this is double EMI. Okay, and we will set that to this one, EMI result. EMI dot string dot value of double and pass the EMI, so that double will be converted to string and set it to EMI result placeholder. Done. Now we will deploy this application first. Okay, and we will deploy this. Okay, first we will deploy this application and we will see. Okay, I am deploying now. This is our EMI loan calculator server application. Okay, so now we can see the application has been deployed. Okay, this is the EMI loan calculator server application, and inside this application we have the AIDL service, and with the we have given the implementation for our method, okay, in the EMI calculator service. So this is fine, this is deployed. Now we will deploy the another client application, and we will see whether that will launch the application or not. Okay, I'm running this, and don't think that in two of the visual or Android Studio will be having a different emulator. Emulator is common. Okay, okay, installing. Okay, launch succeeded. Okay, here also we are getting the EMI calculator server, and here also EMI calculator server. Let's see, we will try to open our Car Loan EMI Calculator client application. Okay, Car Loan EMI Calculator. Okay, we are getting an error. Okay, we will see what is that error. We will stop the server. Oh, ho, 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 ho. What is the error? Okay, what we will do, we will run it again and we will see what is the exact error. Okay, run this. Okay, service intent must be explicit. Okay, note down this exception, guys. Okay, unable to start activity component info, illegal argument exception, and service intent must be explicit. Okay, if you see here, we are passing the intent. Okay, this is the service intent. What the system is telling is we should pass the explicit intent. So that means we have to convert this intent service to our explicit intent and pass it. Okay, that we will see how we can convert to implicit intent to explicit intent. So that is the couple of lines of code is there that we have to mandatorily write those. Okay, let me show you that. So what we can do is we'll write one method public static intent. This will return the explicit intent. Okay, convert implicit intent to explicit intent. This will accept implicit intent implicit intent, and this will accept context. Okay, context implicit intent. Now this should return our explicit intent, right? Okay, what we will do, I will first create a intent explicit intent new intent. Okay, and return this explicit intent. Okay, now the actual implementation goes here. We have to get the package manager. Okay, context dot get package manager. This is, we will get the package manager pm container get package manager. Once we get the package manager, under that package manager we have to get the list of installed packages. pm dot get installed packages and pass 0. Okay, this will return us list of package info. Okay, package infos. Okay, so after that, from that package manager, okay, this is just for our debug purpose. Okay, what are all the installed packages in our Android system? So this is optional for the debugging purpose. So from this pm package manager, we can query the intent service pm dot query intent service. Okay, for this we will pass the implicit intent comma 0. This will give us the list of resolve info. Resolve info list. Okay, and we will see whether it is null or not. If it is null or if it is empty, we have to stop the operation here. So return null. Then get the first element from the resolve info list. Resolve info list dot get of 0. So this contains list of resolve info, right? So here we'll get the resolve info. So we have this I'll consider it as a service info, Okay, next we will create the component name equal to new component name, and for that component name we will pass the package name using serviceinfo dot package name comma serviceinfo. We have to pass the name serviceinfo dot name. Okay, we have got the component name, and this component name we will set it to our explicit intent. And for this explicit intent, to the constructor we will pass the implicit intent, and in the explicit intent we will set the component name. Okay, now this we have to call from here before binding the service. Here we will pass the intent service and the context. So this context is nothing but this. Okay, now we will run this application and see. Okay, sorry, we are converting it but we are not assigning it back. Okay, intent and explicit intent, and this explicit intent we will pass it here. Save it and launch this again. Okay, again we are getting an error. Okay, we got the error. What is the error? Oh, okay. Attempt to invoke virtual method and it is an empty. Okay, we will here in the intent service we can set the package also, where the system has to look for the particular package where the AIDL service is present, or our service which we have created in the server application. Okay, intent service dot set package, and what will be the package name? This is the package name. Okay, I'm giving okay, we are setting the package. Save it. Now we will clear this So it is Android is unable to find the component, okay, which is present in the server application. Okay, I'm running this application. Do we get the same error? Yeah, we are getting the same error. Okay, bind service is failing. Okay, now we have one more trick. Okay, so here I will mention the intent. Intent we can mention EMI loan service. Okay, I am taking this EMI loan service and I'll put it in the Android manifest. Okay, here I'll create the intent filter. Okay, and here create the action. Okay, action Android name, and the name we can keep this as a same EMI loan service. So why do we need intent? Is it is a it will broadcast the message to the receiver end. Okay, here we have defined the intent filter name and the action. So when it receives EMI loan service, the same name, it will execute this calculator service. Okay, or it will find that service, EMI calculator service. Okay, now we will deploy this. Okay, launch succeeded. Okay, fine. And here also I'll deploy this application. Okay, because we have given the new action EMI loan service. Cool, we got it. Okay, earlier it was not launching the application, now it is launching. So that means the communication also has been established between the Car Loan EMI Calculator and the Loan EMI Calculator server application or the AIDL service. Okay, now I'll enter the principal amount. So what should be the output from this is we are subtracting down payment from the principal amount. Okay, I'll give principal amount is 100 and the down payment is 50. Interest rate is 2. This is the dummy data and the tenure is 5 months. Okay, calculate monthly EMI. If I click this button, we should get, it should display 50 here and we will see. Super, you got it right. So I'll explain this in this image. Okay, here we have created this another application that includes the AIDL service, and this Car EMI Calculator client application is calling the service which is present in the another application, and you're reusing the method which we have defined or implemented in the server. Okay, or the service. So same implementation, whatever we have implemented in the new application, we can do it in the same application also. We don't need another application, we can do it here. So just for the demo purpose, so in real time it will not be like this. Okay, suppose in real time, suppose we have implemented Car EMI Calculator application, and in the same application we have implemented this AIDL service and all those things. Okay, tomorrow we will develop another new application, and that application also requires the loan EMI calculation. So instead of implementing the same implementation in the new application, we can reuse the AIDL or the implementation which we have defined already in the existing application. So in that case, we have to establish the communication again. Establish the communication between what? Two applications or two process. Okay, this application is running in one process, and in the background we have another application. This is EMI loan calculator server. This is also another application which is running. Okay, this is also different process. So to establish these communication between these two processes, we need a IDL, interface definition language. So in Android we call it as AIDL, Android interface definition language. So we are just defining the method, and the Android itself will generate the stub for us, and marshalling, unmarshalling, all those stuff will be handled by the Android. We will only concentrate on our implementation. That's it. You got it, right? So we can see the output. We will give one more input. I'll give 1000, and here 500. So the result EMI should be 500 because we are subtracting 500 from 1000. 500 dot 0. Why? Because we are returning it as a double. Cool then. So in the next video we will see the real we will put the real formula. Okay, this loan, whatever they have given in the requirement, we will put the same formula, and we will return the actual EMI. So for this session I'll keep this simple. In the next session we will continue with the formula. So that's it guys, then bye bye, take care. Please subscribe to our channel, share it with your friends and families. So please practice this. Please try to explore more yourself. You will get more information on this. This is just an high level I am giving just for the uh, program purpose, but try to understand more. It's very good topic actually. Thank you all. Bye bye.